Okay, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be reviewing the SOUNDBOKS Go, and this is on for sale at the moment for, well, at the moment, as I speak, it's £600 with a spare battery, but technically the retail price on the website is £738, so that's kind of the price. Well, about around 700 is what I'm going to be comparing this speaker to, if you see what I mean, in terms of value, because promotion prices aren't going to count for that, obviously. I'll walk around the speaker a little bit, take you through the specs, show you the sound, tell you what I think about it. Firstly, very nice build quality. I like the almost metal design at the front. I know it's not, but it looks very nice. You've got a nice button on top which tells you what volume you're on, 11 obviously, and then you've got the same button you've got on the normal SOUNDBOKS products, which gives you an option of joining, hosting, or both, or something like that, or solo, sorry, which is good. If you've got more than one, you can pair them together. We've obviously got a handle on top, which very much reminds me of the Ultimate Ears Hyper Boom. If you see my review on that speaker, obviously it has it on the side, but it's the same type of rubber handle which can flatten down, kind of. Obviously rubber kind of keeps its shape, but can flatten down supposedly and be flush to the surface. It's also got the removable battery, like the bigger SOUNDBOKS does, with the option to see your battery life on there as well. And obviously, if you have two of these, especially with the promotion at the moment where you get two, means you basically have an infinite battery life. I'll explain why in a second. And then you've also got aux port on the side there at the top. So it's not only a Bluetooth speaker, you can use this for, well, anything with an aux output. So, spec-wise, it's got a 40-hour battery life at half volume, 50% volume, which is very good, and it takes 3.5 hours to charge, sorry. So, if you've got two of those batteries, you're very much going to have pretty much an unlimited battery life. You can charge the other one in the 40 hours that it's going to take the one you've just replaced it with to die, if you see what I mean. Which very few other speakers, unless you're just going to permanently plug them in anyway, very few other speakers have that kind of unlimited portability factor. And even if you can't charge the other one, you've still effectively got 80 hours of battery life at half volume, which is probably going to be enough. Obviously, that battery life does shrink to 10 hours if you're playing at full volume, but even still, 10 hours, 3.5 hours to charge, you've still effectively got infinite battery life at full volume if you can charge the other one up. Or 20 hours, which is, again, really, really quite good. So this has effectively got the equivalent of 144 watts. So it's not the loudest thing on the planet. It's not the bassiest thing on the planet either. But obviously it isn't made. It's made to be very portable. You can see this big outline here. This is the 10-inch woofer. And then just on this side is the 1-inch tweeter. So that's all there is in this. You've got two drivers basically, a woofer and a tweeter, and that puts out a frequency range of 40 hertz to 20 kilohertz, which is very similar to the likes of the JBL PartyBox 110, which I'll be reviewing this, comparing this to, sorry, in the next video. But yeah, so you're gonna get some good bass out of it, which is nice. Hopefully a bit more than we got out of the SOUNDBOKS Gen 3. Comparatively anyway, because that was very, very loud, but I didn't feel like there was enough bass. So hopefully this makes up for that a little bit. And this comes in at 9.2 kilograms, so it is portable, but bear in mind that there is almost 10 kilos of weight there. We've obviously got the same app that you would use with the SOUNDBOKS Gen 3, so we can change the EQ, the volume, the mode it's in, stuff like that. There isn't a whole lot to do on this app, but it's very quick, it's very good, very easy to use. We're going to be playing in Bass Plus mode for this test, just to try and get the most bass out of it, especially when we're going to be comparing it to the JBL. We want to try and make it as even as possible. So I'll be playing everything by Diamond Eyes, and I will have it at, well, 11 volume, the max volume on the SOUNDBOKS, and 80% volume on the phone. So yeah, let's go.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around. this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Just stare, 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares through. I used to come with you through the great big leaves. Laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hopeful.
Okay, so hopefully that shows you what the sound's like on this thing. I'm sure if you can replay it, or if I can edit it in post for you, when the bass dropped, effectively the load of dust got pushed out from the sub on the right, as it hasn't been used for a couple of days. So yeah, that shows you. Actually, I'm really impressed by the bass on this thing. I know it's all kind of subject to opinion, but the SOUNDBOKS Gen 3 I felt was just blisteringly loud, but there wasn't enough bass to go with the volume. So especially when it was near max, you couldn't hear the thump that I like to hear, if you see what I mean. Like, especially in a song like this, obviously you're not going to put it on your playlist type thing, but you need the thumpy bass in that song, otherwise it's even worse than it already is. And the SOUNDBOKS Gen 3 definitely just kind of like, it out-volumed its bass, whereas this has got a nice happy medium of that massive the massive woofer on the right hand side there can really back up that tweeter, so you get clear sound, but also some bass to back up, because I can't listen to music properly without some bass with it as well. So I'm really impressed with that. Yeah, very loud as well. I think it's around 120 something decibels, but I may be wrong. But it's loud, and it's definitely louder than the likes of the JBL 110. But it obviously, volume doesn't count for everything. But yeah, it's very loud, so it is literally the ideal speaker for an outside party. If I'm honest, I can't think of anything that would be better than this. Obviously, it's very sturdy. It's built high quality. It's waterproof, water resistant at the very least, dust resistant, stuff like that. Portable, long battery life, and it's loud. And there is some bass. Like you're missing some lights maybe, but at the end of the day, I think this is probably the best speaker for an outside party, unless you want something ridiculous. This is probably the best medium for that. Obviously, that 600 or 700 price is very steep. It's going to be hard to look over that when you're comparing it to others, I think. And it's always going to be, because price is going to be the driver for all of this stuff, but it's going to be slightly hard to justify, but we'll see how it does in some upcoming sound tests. But if you've got that money and you want pretty much the best portable speaker out there, I would say this is it. So that's high praise enough, I would say. But yeah, any other questions, pop them down in the comments and I will get back to you.